Where shall I find a new adversary so close to my own level?
Try the local sewer.
You're listening to Comics Podcasting on the edge of civility.
You know, as I've said so many times, man, there is something so wrong with you.
You know, that hurts me.
It oughtn't. It's the truth.
The truth always hurts, man. That's like the biggest crock ever.
Well, you know, honesty is the best policy, right?
Really?
I've never agreed with that. A lot of people spit that shit out when it benefits them. So, I mean...
I think that's really what it comes down to. It's like, well, yeah, if I get to insult you, it's fine. But if you tell me the truth, like, you look like shit in those pants, but you comment on my appearance, we're going to have an entirely different conversation.
So, we're here. It's episode 223.
223.
Of TMG Cast.
Tmug.
No. Still, however, Comics Podcasting on the edge of Philly. To your left, even though you can't tell that, is Adrian Tech Jedi Hunter.
TJ in the house, what tizzle?
Host number 1 and Prime.
Really? Really? That's the kind of crap I gotta deal with?
To my right, which is probably still your right if this isn't stereo, is Bill the Reverend Mad Duck McGinnis.
Quackity, quackity.
Co-host extraordinaire.
Ooh, there you go. There you go. That's
you like
a good
that
word.
one better, don't you?
Yeah. Prime, good God. Omega, get over here with my beer, bitch. No.
Like Optimus, baby.
Optimus. Yeah.
Un primer del hosto.
Obscenicus Prime.
Obscenicus? Wow, yeah, people have described me as obscene.
Yes, they
Obscenely
have.
obese. But, let's talk about comics instead. How about that?
You got any news or anything?
I put the first payment down on our 10x10 booth. We have graduated upwards.
Ooh, boothy.
We are going to Emerald City Con at least one more year. We're bringing a shitload of people. We're bringing the Fords over from the Well Watchers. We're bringing Game On Girl again. We got Desi Desire, our consistent cosplay host. Guest, whatever you want to call it. It's a guest, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, it's totally guesting.
If she speaks, she can be a guest host. That's as close as
Yes, there we go. And Andrew, our marketing analyst and official photographer.
Let's face it, he's our real third member. There's only 2 of us, but Andrew is the 6th man. He does all the outside work. It makes us
depends on which band you find most important. It could be the 5th guy.
It's a basketball term.
Oh, see why I didn't get that?
Yes. Suddenly it becomes incredibly clear.
Because I was thinking like 5th Beatle, that kind of shit.
There are several 5th Beatles.
I do now. I knew there was one. I didn't know about several.
Yes, we actually just talked about it. Billy Preston the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, you were there.
I probably couldn't hear it. Was I drinking?
Not yet. That's when we were setting up the projector for the party.
Oh, is that what you were talking about?
No, that's me.
Whatever. Anyway, we're going back. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have all new marketing materials. Everything's going to look spiffy.
Tamoogie.
Stop it. Everyone's going to have a great time.
Marketing.
You were what-inning?
Tamoogie.
Stop it. No Tamoogie.
No Tamoogie.
I don't like that at all, man.
What, Tamoogie?
You're going to get hit with this brand new boom mic.
Dude, pronounce TMG.
You don't have to.
Tamoogie.
No.
Tamoogie?
I'm going to punch you right in the neck.
You've really taken my neck threat and carried it over to a whole new level at this point.
Go fucking burn it to the moon, motherfucker. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm always ready.
There isn't any other new news.
That's not true.
What news is there?
Marvel Universe has been playing around with some things, thinking about some stuff, and Iron Fist, the show, may get canceled and done as a TV movie instead.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I totally missed that.
Well, it's not a definitive statement yet, so...
Did you get off that? Did you get that off of Robot's Voice?
I have absolutely no idea where I got that from.
Topless
I
Robot.
read it somewhere, but I don't recall exactly where.
Yeah, I haven't been able to read that much because those twits over at Robot's Voice changed their name, and now their website is uncategorized to the public. So,
of course, work blocks it then.
Yes.
Ah.
Jerks.
How dare they expect you to work on the job?
Dude, I can do tons of work while reading Robot's Voice.
Yes.
Anyway.
Robot's Voice is such an awkward name to anything.
Topless Robot is much funnier.
Well, you know, they're trying. It is a new site. It is a new.
Yeah, and it's an ugly ass site, and I don't like the way it operates at all.
You know, it is no longer a go-to site for me at all. Sadly, I used to love it, but
I really don't care about junk food, and I don't care about the guy's mother-in-law and her opinions on cats and the nerd world. Yeah. I don't. It's got nothing to do with me.
No, I don't relate to a lot of the articles. I don't find it as funny as it once was. It's sad, but such is life.
Yeah, it happens. Of course, Geeks Are Sexy has never been all that funny, and they find the worst cartoons in the universe to put on it.
I never go to that site. Yeah. I know you've recommended I've read an article to there that you sent me to, but I've never jumped out and like, let me go read this.
Nah, it's not necessary. I mean, 90% of their business over there is, what would a Disney princess look like if... And, you know, there's only so far that you can go where you're like, okay, fellas, find something else to riff on. Okay, we've had Disney princesses as Star Wars characters. We've had Disney princesses as animals, as stormtroopers, as zombies, as Marvel characters. I'm like, dude, there's only so many times you can put a bow and a book on Hawkeye and call it Belle. Okay? Fuck off. I don't care anymore.
I will never read that. I have to be clear on
this.
this.
It's like at least once a week I'm seeing one of these things. What if the Disney princesses were real? Then they'd look like real fucking people in elaborate costumes. That's what would happen if they were fucking real.
They would be freaked out by talking dishware. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, it's not a stretch of the imagination, but it's so artful. It's dumb.
I'm a real person who takes real-world life advice from a non-talking lizard. Yeah, that sounds like somebody you'd hang with. That's a princess in real life.
Which one's that?
Rapunzel.
Ah, yeah.
Don't question me on my fucking Disney knowledge.
Whatever. I didn't. I had to ask a question. I didn't question you.
And Spectre has released...
Who?
The new Bond film.
Oh, Spectre.
Spectre!
Oh, is that the French release?
Reviews are, it is fun, but not classic Bond.
Well, it's a start, I guess.
Hey, you know what? I enjoy all Bond movies, with the possible exception of Moonraker. And
really? You like Secret Service better than Moonraker?
Oh, dude, Diana Rigg's amazing. That movie's amazing. If you take out the jackhole who's the lead actor in it, that movie's awesome.
I'll have to remember to look at it that way, even though I didn't finish it.
Really?
The one Bond flick I never finished. I was like, this is ridiculous and stupid, and I'm going to stop
he's
watching.
not a good actor, but if you watch the film despite him, it's surprisingly good.
You mean to spite him?
No, I mean, watching other Bond films spites him. Like, oh, hey, let's see how everyone else did it better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Way to suck, Junior.
All right, well, we've gotten our 10 minutes of bullshit in.
What? See, now, why are my antics bullshit, exactly? I've always wondered about that.
Well, the antics, not necessarily your antics.
No, you're pretty much talking about mine.
Oh. Because I don't have a reason.
Oh, and what are we watching today?
Oh, my God. Dead Rising, Watchtower. Which I don't recommend in the slightest.
It has not set the world ablaze yet.
No, it looks quite silly and ridiculous. And aside from that, I mean, do the zombies in the game use weapons?
You know, I really have never played it that
Because
far.
I played about 6 hours of it. And I never got past that point in the cowboy bar in the mall where you have to shoot the guy, but you can't shoot the guy. And you can. It's a console game, so no matter what you do, you have to do it a different way, or you can't do what you need to do.
I don't think I know that part. I got through. I played it a long time ago, and recently I revisited it, and I got through the very first challenge of the guy who's running on the rooftops. And you have to shoot at him in the dining area.
Yeah,
and that's the first fucking that. So you did a lot of small things to fill the 6 hours before you got to that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I walked out and the convicts ran me over with a fucking car. I'm like, that was horrible.
I don't need that.
Well played, sir.
Making that into a movie seems an imprudent choice of budget wasting.
Well, come on. It's been an excellent film so far.
You are such a... Why do you do these things? You say it's bad, and then you turn around sentences later and say, but it's been excellent so far.
I'm capricious.
You're a doof.
But does not mean the same thing.
No, they're compatible.
Yeah.
They're
I am unconvinced by your rating system, sir. Do you remember when you tried to create your own rating system 100 and some odd episodes ago?
Yes.
I can't believe that just occurred to me right now. How'd that go for you?
It didn't get past that episode. Well, because it was a ridiculous system. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Where's that going to get me? Come on, let's talk comics.
All right, what month is it?
Well, it's Marvel month.
Marvel
week. It's the August month. We know we're way far behind, but it's okay.
Whatever. If you're listening to us for the actual comics news, you failed miserably.
Yes, you should go find somebody else. One of those assholes that has enough people and materials and time and profit to fucking post an episode 5 days a week. Assholes. Anyway, we're going to start off with Spider-Woman 10. This is Jess's last adventure in this universe.
Sadness reigns.
And the adventure itself is punching cows until Porcupine figures out that a meat-packing magnet has tainted his beef to control minds to create an open-air video game. The fuck?
It's insane.
The Secret War starts, and then Nat reclaims the reticent Avenger.
I liked this. The book grew on me greatly. I still feel like they did a disservice with the way they made the weird way they made Ulik creepy at the very beginning, and then went nowhere with it.
Yeah, they could have developed something about it. They could have had him make a self-correction, or have somebody say, "Look, pal, you are being like this." But they just kind of went,
Yeah, they had this really one-page super creepy Ulik thing. They went into this mystery thing that went nowhere as a private detective, and then followed everything up instead with some classically fun adventures. The book itself ended being great. It didn't start the way it ended, but it ended up as a really good time. I'm hoping they're able to carry that over. But
well, early reviews of Pregnant Superhero Jess are positive so far.
Is the porcupine in it?
I suppose so. They didn't bother mentioning him.
I'd see now.
They focused a lot on, but she's having fun and she proves that women are strong. We knew she was strong. This is not something she had to reprove to us. We didn't suddenly lose all faith just because the book restarted. I mean, that's just a ridiculous sentence to have to tell somebody.
Well, it all depends on who took it over, let's be fair. I've lost plenty of faith depending on the new team.
Well, I thought it was the same guy.
If it is, then I will
definitely
definitely read that book.
Right? It's Hopeless?
Did you get the new one?
It's Dennis Hopeless. Yeah. We're waiting for it to come in.
Did you dump Silk?
No, not yet.
Intriguing.
But maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see what develops. Because this is a whole new universe. Oh, wait, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, no,
this is
like the
Secret
18th.
Wars universe.
This is like the 18th new universe in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
No, I thought that this issue was great. I love the fact that Porcupine saved the day.
Anytime Porcupine can save the day, that's funny shit.
I consider it my realm in the comics punding, which is how you say punditing.
Is
Punding.
it?
No, I just made that up. But It is
in the
my
realm of comics punditry.
Yes, exactly. I am the podcaster who's like, the porcupine saved this shit. That's me. That's my role. If you're looking for my niche, that's where it lives. Porcupine Savior. I would buy that book in a second.
Porcupine Savior?
Yep.
I'm not so certain myself. I would have to see who's doing it.
They both have beards. That's all I'm saying.
They all got beards.
That's true, too.
Whatever. So, over in Squirrel Girl 8, I'm going to tell you, this issue is a damn mishmash. There's a cat-headed Loki. Oh, wait. There's...
Cat-headed Thor. Loki Thor. As cat-headed Thor.
Yeah, and mind-controlled heroes, Doreen with web shooters, Loki's plan for hundreds of years ago exploding, and yeah, it kind of took forever. I don't know what I read in that book.
It is a very confusing little run. However, it has ramped the humor up nicely. It has found, at this point, a nice, strong sense of the absurd.
Sure.
And by using Chipmunk Hunk and Koi Boy successfully, just earned immediate credibility. But
you see how fast they dumped Bass last, though.
You know, there's always one that doesn't make it. It's the WWE tag team theory. One guy gets kicked in the face and the other goes on to glory. It's just the way of the world.
I wasn't amused by this particular issue.
Oh, come on. You're going to tell me, honestly, that you weren't amused by Loki deciding that dressing up as cat-headed Thor for the rest of his life was the best use of his time ever?
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Because this was 2 months ago I read this shit.
Well, basically, Loki shows up, and for lack of a better term, after revealing it's all his fault by accident, saves the day. He freed Ratosk in one of his old Loki plans that he forgot all about.
That's right.
And then, what is the name of Squirrel Girl's roommate and best friend?
That is a damn good question, and I know it. It's just not in the top of my head right now.
So Loki goes to her and is like, I am a shape changer. I'll be whatever you like. And she says, cat-headed Thor. He's like, that is an amazing idea. And Thor keeps asking him to change. He's like, Thor, you don't like my new everyday face? Because this is absolutely my new everyday face.
You know, overall in the run, I did enjoy it.
I think it's just the vagaries of trying to remember it.
Yeah.
But the book has grown on me far more than I thought it would. I don't know why she is. I couldn't figure out why she had web shooters, though. She probably stole those, too. I mean, it's such an amalgam of things that go on in this book. Her pal was Nancy. Thanks. Nancy Whitehead. And they use the old school Mad magazine asides and little page
Those
things.
are so much fun. Sometimes they're more fun than what's on the rest of the page.
It is a book to revisit. There's so many little things.
Yeah, I think I'll get the first trade of the new shit.
Oh, that's right. You decided against it, which still surprises me.
Well, got to make cuts somewhere. The
true.
goddamn monthly bill is getting close to $200 goddamn dollars.
That is a lot of comics.
Stupid. That is fucking stupid. I've heard of guys literally getting everything published from Marvel, DC, and Image every single month, and I'm like, how the fuck?
What is that? $500, $400
easily? Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck do you do that?
Cannot envision that.
Anyhow, what I can't envision is why anyone would read Future Imperfect 4.
Which one is that?
This is the one where there isn't a whole hell of a lot in it.
Oh, that's the Greg Land and Peter David Maestro one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't even remember the book itself.
They all blend together at this point. I'm still trying to figure out how Ross became the Thing. Like,
I don't want to know. As Maestro and his posse are after Ulik, who can lead them to the Destroyer, there's not much going on in this fucking book. They start a bar brawl and are directed to Nornheim by the blind Heimdall. Big fight with Ulik, who eventually gives up, and then they come across some old guy.
It's your in-depth reporting that keeps bringing people in.
But it's a mystery, and I didn't know who the fuck it was supposed to be. So, I mean, I have to say, some old guy. Who the fuck is that? It's probably Bruce, I would think, right?
It could be anything at this point.
See? I mean,
but
does Bruce say cool? So it's probably not Bruce.
Well,
it's probably
the new Bruce does. The Hulk-free Bruce.
Maybe.
There are pieces of this that I find well done and pieces I just don't care about. Like, once again, none of these stories fucking matter. So I can only get so caught up in them. Because they're going to go away, and in the end, it's going to be the same damn heroes. Like, yes, there'll be Old Man Logan, but it's not going to be Maestro Hulk walking around. It's totally awesome. Like, there's so many fucking Hulks at this point. I've got a super gamma fucking migraine. Thank you ever so much.
I don't need these guys.
Red and green Advils for everyone.
That's pretty funny.
But there's a lot of little pieces. Like, I just can't get down with this one. I like Peter David as a writer. I know, like, at his best, when he's inspired on the Hulk, he is an amazing writer.
Right.
And Future Imperfect, although I'm one of the 5 fucking comic book fans who's never read it,
Yep.
is one of the high points of his Hulk run, which boggles my mind that I never even picked one up. I can't even figure out. Like, you know how you end up with certain gaps and you're just like, how?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a glaring
exactly what
one.
you're saying. Yeah. Wow. They got a countdown to a firebombing on this movie.
This movie is the bee's knees, if bee's knees is a term for suck butt.
What doesn't suck butt is Miss Marvel 17. Where Kamala fangirls a little bit while talking to Carol before Carol gets down to the real point, which is the incursion, and the fact that Kamala is the only hero Jersey City is gonna get.
But Kamala's the only hero that Jersey City needs.
Well, she has been so far. She convinces Carol to help out against Kamran, Kaboom, etc., but they run into some copper thieves of all things in the middle of the universe ending. People are still stealing fucking copper.
Hey, you know what? Something's going to be worth something. You got to hedge your bets, man.
Whatever. And they strong-arm the copper thieves into helping rather than looting, which is good because they could just punch them out and call it even. But if you can turn them, then that's probably a better thing, right?
You have to love the fact that Kamala, for 20-odd issues now,
yeah,
continues to see the best in almost everybody. Like, this is such a lighthearted, awesome character. Like, I just can't say enough good things about this fucking book.
But you know what threw me off? I was more affected than I ever thought I would be. She's got to take... There's this huge scene devoted to her choice between rescuing Aamir and thereby defeating Kamran or saving abandoned kittens. And it should be just like, well, of course you're going to leave the fucking kittens. Or, of course, you're just going to grab them and leave them in the street where it's fine. But she has this bizarro reticence there. And it was like, oh my God, I totally feel with her about this.
Well, because you have a soul. Like, in our heart of hearts, we all, like, heroism in comic book form.
Yeah.
Heroism in real life is such a complicated fucking... But heroism in comic book form, there's always going to be choices. And some of those choices are going to hurt.
Yep.
And this, in a very small way, made that real. And it did it in a... Like, by showing, like, here you are. Here's a young girl with her whole life ahead of her who has a great outlook in life. Who has a positive... Like, you can help everybody. And you've got her hero, who's an amazingly positive hero as well, going, look, you can't save everybody. I've never tried it, but if you try punching, like, the Red Skull in the face while holding 45 kittens, shit's gonna go badly. Like, there's gonna be kitten spillage somewhere along the way.
Kitten spillage! Is that a title? There's gonna be kitten spillage.
So, for the first time, she's already seen damage to her brother. She's already had somebody lie to her and betray her.
Right.
She's already seen kids make bad choices and try and turn themselves into transistor batteries. Like, she's constantly discovering the world is nasty in ways that she doesn't want it to be. But now she has to make a choice. And every other time she's been confronted with a choice, she's made one that has allowed things to get a little bit better.
Right.
And now she's given, like, you can save this person or this cat person. And it's a fairly obvious choice. Like, you know, your brother's in trouble and the villain's still out there, but there are these kittens. But at the same time, it's inevitably fucked up that you can't save kittens.
All too true.
Plus, and the part where I, again, want to rave insanely about this book is the fact that it spits in the face of the Marvel fucking movie, or all movie universe, if you will. Yeah. Save the damn animal. It's like, oh no, you can torture Bruce Willis to death with nickels, but fucking make sure the dog does not die.
Too true. Too true. And it's a tough scene. It's a tough scene, and it makes you feel.
And it's not even the most emotional scene in this book.
It really isn't. But
because at the end, you've got the confrontation with the mother that's literally amazing.
At the end, the mother? That's not this issue, is it? No.
Isn't that this one?
No, that's next issue. At the end of this issue, they find Kamran still in the...
oh, I'm ahead somehow.
Aamir.
I'm shocked at myself that I'm actually ahead in something.
No, that was a great scene, too. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes. But, if you're not reading this book, then you just spit in the face of comic books. I can't, go, do, now. Oh, my God. I'm literally bawling in stress because of this. That's figuratively. Fuck you. That is not literally.
Let's move on to Silk 6 then. Huh? This is affecting you deeply. I see that very much. Put it in the book. I don't give a shit. What's wrong with you? I don't care about the order form now. We busy.
You always care.
Silk number 6.
Speaking of not caring.
Yeah. This is a super short, extra fast book.
I'm not connecting with this character. I'm not... what if Spider-Man was locked in prison for 10 years?
Don't care.
He'd stink. A lot. He'd also be totally confused by Tamagotchis. I don't give a fuck. Nothing about that is an interesting question to me. So here we have Silk, who is that, and, she was already lost in the Spider-Verse when they were doing her kind of well, and in 6 issues, this book has done nothing with her.
Not yet. Well, I mean, they knew it was going to end. They just wanted something on the market for her to see.
I understand, but the book started off, and I was like, okay, I like this character. I can't wait to see what they do with it. And I am far more invested in Spider-Woman in that same amount of time. I'm far more invested in Miss Marvel. Silk is so low on the... and this, I'm wacky Spider-Man. I also hate that Black Cat is trying to hire me. Everything about this feels forced. And this weird butcher friggin' power-stealing character, Black Cat employee thingamabob.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, nothing about this did it for me, unfortunately.
She's about to get cut up by this butcher guy, and she pulls a Martin Riggs and dislocates herself to get out of it. Which is always creepy.
Yeah.
You hear that sound in your mind on the panel going crunk, and you're like, oh fuck no, you didn't just do that shit. Spidey and Felicia are outside, and they bust in, and they run the ceiling, killing the doc. They run the ceiling? That doesn't make any sense. Cindy and Felicia fight, and the cat runs off, and Cindy and Pete talk, and she resolves to get help. Woohoo! Was not entertained by this issue. I didn't care. Nothing was in there that made me say, this is great stuff, and I need to read this again. Now, I do, however, enjoy the art. It shies just this side of cartoon manga-y, and I don't mind that at all. It's clear. It's crisp.
Yeah, no, it's
you
followable.
can tell exactly what's going on. The colors are great.
It's not a style that I overly get enthused by. And like I said, I'm not interested in this story.
No.
Her need to find her family, I'm not overly sympathetic to her, unfortunately. And they're playing her as a highly sympathetic character, so that kind of cuts into it a little bit.
Yeah. I like the scenes with her and JJJ better than anything else.
Yes, that was the highlight, really. That, and you know, like some of the Peter Parker interactions during the Spider-Verse, but that's really been lost, and there's too many other things going on at this point.
Right, that's all true. So, forget it. let's leave this book behind this month. How about that? What are we looking at? When did this turn into Road Warrior?
They always said there was a biker gang.
Yeah, like I can give a shit. Lady, you are not stuck on that car.
Well, she's surrounded by zombies.
She's not. She's got the entire back section of the car clear. She could have jumped down and run the fuck off and called it even. But now, she's getting it. Dippy bean. So, Runaways 3. Did you enjoy this any more than I did?
I don't like it.
I didn't give a shit. I don't give. The kids have escaped to a western town, but screw up a perfectly good supply run. Amadeus Cho fixes a robot. We get a big data dump about Doom's loyalty process, which I didn't give a shit about. What else happens? Cho persuades them all to go to his home, which is completely bombed the fuck out. And the other students appear to apprehend them.
Here is...
Nothing in this book made me care about any of these characters.
I thought this book was better done than the previous two. I'm going to give you a couple key points about this book that were okay. That's the best I have for you. I don't think this is a good book. I don't think anyone needs to be reading this. I don't think anyone's going to miss any of this. There are a couple moments. I liked when Jubilee was overly worried about our team because she'd already lost Pixie.
Okay.
I thought, that was a nice little character arc moment. I literally loved, and it was the only thing that I loved in this issue, the moment where Valeria goes from being, talking to Winter Soldier, or Bucky, whatever they're calling him in this one.
Right.
And goes from being like this Doom-based, horrible warden to, hey, I just lost a tooth.
Yeah.
That was an awesome little double exchange there.
Those couple of panels were pretty amusing. I did like it, but I hate Valeria to begin with, so that didn't help me.
The one thing I thought was really well done in this book, and it's not enough to save it, and it's not enough to make me care, is compared to most of these, this has the best slow reveal that Doom is a douchebag.
Ah, okay.
They find out the game is rigged in a way that's too horrifying to even discuss.
Right.
And then they find out, and then Cho finds out that the fact he was even in there was a betrayal because Doom took his family out 4 seconds after he signed up.
Right.
So all these other books are just like, hey, the thing is, we all know Doom is an asshat. That's been understood forever. Like, introduction, day one, Doom, asshat. Done. Got it. All right. Glued a fucking metal bass to his face. Dumb move. I have a tiny cheek scar. I'm going to fucking weld hot metal to my nose. That's a terrible plan. Like, I can't tell you how badly I disapprove of that plan. Like, that's calling the kettle a face. Like, that's insane.
What? Call it the kettle? Wow.
Title options left and right.
No, I am not using that as a title. That's just too, like, what the hell?
Anyway, the point being, though, in all of these, the reveal that Doom is an awful person is just there. It's understood. So when it happens, like, no one actually seems all that surprised. When you look at the Captain Marvel or the A-Force one, they're like, oh my god, Doom's awful. Well, duh. This is the only one where they're slowly figuring it out.
And this is the only one they actually gave us anything concrete to justify that either.
It's just like something happens and Doom's like, just kill them all. It's a complete lack of subtlety that is at least here not there. I know that, grammatically terribly confusing. But yes, this is the only book that seems to have that slower reveal.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, in every, they all start the first issue like, Doom's awesome, we love Doom. Doom. I'm like, do you not know what the fucking word means?
It's It's just the pronunciation, man.
Dude, that's what Marvel needs is a villain named like Captain Happy Smiley Pants, who's like the worst person ever. That would be amazing. That sounds like something from the Millarverse, though, so that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, probably not.
But it does. You totally. I'm Captain Happy Smiley Pants, and I just
cool.
raped your dog.
Oh, hey.
What?
I'm glad to. Whoa, hey, what?
Why do you have a smiley face on your nunchucks? That's horrible. Who owns a pink machete?
So that's our take on that book.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But there were a couple things that were well done in it that I want to call out.
I got stuck in it, and my OCD disallowed me from finishing it because it was so short.
Are you keeping any of these?
Probably not.
Where Monsters Dwell, obviously.
Yeah. That one's a lot more fun. It's got a coherent plot. It's not dependent on incredibly convoluted horse shit involving Doctor Doom.
Right. It literally has nothing to do with any of it.
Yeah, it's just a little side Elseworld story. You know, it's fine. So, he put a fucking traffic cone on that zombie's head.
Well, you know what? It is probably surprisingly effective. It's very hard to bite people through traffic cones. Not that I've tried. And you can't prove that.
Whatever. A-Force 3. I can see on your face. This is a bit thin, and it reads really fast. And She-Hulk has gone through last issue's portal and is confronted by Sentinels who can't match her because it's She-Hulk.
Well, sure.
Yeah, and it's fucking her book. So, Gamora, Sif, Valkyrie, in the role of Thor Corp, have tracked Jen and try to arrest her, but it's back in the portal to Arcadia because you can't have a mystical land that's not fucking called Arcadia. Where the rest of the team, if you will let me proceed,
no, sure, go right ahead,
are kind of confused, like me. The Thor Corp appear, and Medusa tries to hand She-Hulk over, but it all goes belly up.
No, that's not quite accurate.
It's totally accurate.
Medusa pretends to hand them over, and then
Isn't that what it
betrays
says?
them to escape.
Tries to. Okay, tries is not the same as pretends.
And then they kill Medusa, at which point everyone's like, Doom's horrible.
Well, I didn't want that much of a spoiler in there.
Yes, you did. You did.
Well, if I did, I'd have wrote it down. Written it down. What? Because it's right there.
Yes.
It's kind of crucial, and I don't...
And this is another one. Like, you can't... Like, they did Medusa well here, but you can't relate to most of these characters. It's just huge cosmic powers, tiny, blah, blah, friggin' blah. And this one, I didn't care for, but you liked in the beginning, and it slowly delved into Garbaggio.
Oh, yeah. The instant affection between Starlight, Starbright, or whatever the fuck her name is, and Nico, I was like, you've spent 3 panels together. How are you this affectionate with each other? I don't get where you're going.
You know, it's all about the hugging.
I guess so.
That's what Captain Smiley Happy Pants would tell you.
Oh. I don't want him in this book. Wait a minute.
You totally want him
in this book. Because nothing else is helping me with this book. I gotta tell you. I don't care. I'm glad it's over. I want to go back to some regular shit. Anything else you want to say about this?
No, I just don't, like, I don't even have a lot to say. Like, the Runaways was a rare moment to be like, I'm going to defend, because there were parts that were done well. The overall book still sucked. This one, I don't even have parts to defend. I'm like, okay, Medusa, in character, well played. Like, and then she got zapped with the sword, and electricity, like, what, fucking Super Ben Franklin took her out? What the hell was that?
Whatever. Let's go over to Amazing Spider-Man 20.1. Did we even read the rest of Spiral?
We did. This might be my fault again. I didn't specifically ask for this one, but I got that one Jerry Conway one because it had the Circus of Crime in it.
Yeah.
I think you carried this over as a result of that.
Yeah, that's what
so
it was.
this. However, this wasn't a terrible read for the simple reason I didn't enjoy it. But it wasn't a terrible read because it was basically the death of Wraith as a hero.
Yeah, that's totally what it was.
Which I'm like, yeah, like you blow. Like, yeah, like acknowledge it. Embrace suctitude.
Well, she had taken out Tombstone, setting off lots of crime in the 3rd precinct, wherever the fuck that is. I don't know why it was so crucial. We knew it was the 3rd precinct. But whatever, that's an aside. Spidey's trying to calm things down when Felicia attacks, and she runs off quickly, though. And we cut to Watanabe attacking Mr. Negative. She's doing a pretty good job of taking his guys down when Pete interrupts and Negative gets to leave. Thanks, Pete, again. You're so responsible that you can let fucking bad guys go. And,
knock them out later and capture them.
Yeah. I'm getting there. Whatever. Pete wants to get Watanabe to talk, and it's obvious Watanabe has stepped over and turned villain. They try to find Negative on the streets. See? They went to go looking for him. And he turns a crowd against him, and Spidey pulls Wraith out of the fight, apprehends Negative, but loses Wraith. So it's like, turn around, turn around, turn around. Jump down, turn around, pick bale of cotton. Whatever. But they're setting Wraith up like we need another Spidey villain.
I don't even know if they'll go villain. I think like this might just be like, this is a horrible character. We've buried ourselves. And like if that's what they did, then Jerry Conway gets my vote for fucking Writer of the Year. Like if Spiral was 5 points of how do we ruin Wraith forever, I'm sitting there with popcorn. Like I'll buy the graphic. I'll get a fucking hardcover with a pop-up Wraith crying as she gets thrown out of the building.
No.
Because Wraith sucked, and I've said that for a while, and I'm super ecstatic. Like, as far as I'm concerned, more people should take the time.
I was never thinking that she sucked. I was thinking that there was no point to the character.
Well, that sucks.
She wasn't interesting. But no, which is a totally different kind of suck than, say, D-Man.
Okay, I'll give you that, but you know what? It's almost worse. Because Incredibly Lame at least has a MST3K cheese factor to it. This is like Argus and Flash. Like, oh, here's your friggin' superpowered sidekick dude that we all hate. Or like old school Iron Man Jack in the Box there. Jack of Hearts. Yes, I know his full name. But just, oh, here's this, like, no, suck, die, all you. Like, if every author did point ones and just, like, all of them are like, let's write it, you're out, you're done. No more. Never again will we see D-Man. Never again will we see Argus. Paladin, goodbye.
Was that really a zombie in a fucking wheelchair that she just tipped the wheelchair over?
That totally makes sense.
That's terrible. They're really stretching for the variety of zombies in this one.
I think it's really like, well, we don't have a budget, but we do know a guy in a wheelchair. Let's just topple him over.
That's fucked up. So that's Amazing Spider-Man 20.1.
But I love, like, if you do a bunch of point ones, like, think if every book just took one, like, a reverse friggin', oh my god, I can't remember his name.
A de-introduction?
Oh, God, what is his name? What was the villain that murdered all the villains back in the day?
Scourge.
Oh my god, I could not get that for the life of me. Oh, that was so frustrating. But, like, if you did that as, like, a purge of, like, suck heroes all over the place, even a couple of villains, just, like, write everybody out. Like, you're done. No, we're not writing you anymore. Everybody take one. No, you can't have both of those. Wait a minute. Who tried to leave Sleepwalker on the table? Somebody take Sleepwalker. Like, hey, you're done. I'd be like, I'd have a house filled with point ones. I'd be fucking throwing them up like Scrooge McDuck with coins.
I'd have those in hard shells. Over in Old Man Logan #4.
Did we miss one or two?
I think we might have. No, we definitely did not miss 2.
But we missed one.
No.
Because
You mean one of them?
Yes.
I think we probably missed 3.
Okay.
So, Logan is being hounded by Carnages of zombies, or Carnage Zombies, I don't fucking know. He stumbles on She-Hulk, presumably exiled here from A-Force. Maybe.
I
don't
know.
because this is Battle World.
I think if you watch closely, most of these have overlapping characters again in it. Like Captain Marvel is one of her sidekicks in A-Force. And
Yeah.
Even if
so
you
there's
go
copies of people because they're in different universes.
Because it's just fucking Elseworlds. So
what
Green
is she
Arrow
doing?
dies in everyone.
So what is she doing way out there?
She pissed off Doom, and Doom threw her in some sort of Carnage Zombie universe.
They talk a bit, but the zombies arrive, and Jen throws him right into another realm. Really?
Fastball special of a lifetime.
That is a hardcore fastball special. No one has ever seen a fastball special like that shit before.
Well, come on, Wolverine has seen every fastball special.
Even this one threw him out of his universe.
Yeah, but it's a sucky universe.
Which is why he should be glad he's gone.
It's a universe of carnages. It's like 8 feet tall. Like, come on. You think anyone's like, okay, let's have a world of carnage? No. It's like a postcard.
Please stop. I don't want to know. So, that's fun. I mean, that's funny. Because it's dumb. Whatever. I don't care about that fucking book anymore. Once you start throwing people into other dimensions just by throwing them, I'm done with you. I got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, but She-Hulk is very strong and Wolverine is very tiny.
Yeah, but he's very, very heavy because of all the adamantium. That's true. So, I mean, I don't even know what you're supposed to do with this. You're making me push. I don't have enough shit to do with this thing.
It's fine. It's better than some. Still don't care.
All right, well,
again, creative team has a certain play in this, but none of these things matter. So,
it's hard to tell what universe that is, though. This might be back to the 616.
Well, that is the implication that he's the one who lasts. So,
yeah.
This is the one that matters in a sense. So,
we'll see. We will see. Now, I kind of enjoyed this. I actually read some jackass on Twitter. I could not tell if he was being serious or not, but he did not say things in a funny enough way for it to come across as anything close to good satire. But Hank Johnson, Agent of Hydra, amused me.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
This guy, however, told us that we should not buy it and we are bad, evil people because Hydra is descended from zombies and we should never... Nazis, thank you very much.
Because it would have stung like hell when I said that.
I was looking at somebody smashing a zombie head. What do you want from me? Descended from Nazis, and in no way should we, at any point, for any reason whatsoever, under any circumstances, ever even think of trying to contemplate sympathizing with Nazis.
Dear random Twitter jackhole. So...
And like I said, I couldn't tell. He sounded really, really, really serious.
On the off chance that you're serious, and a listener to this podcast, I'm going to make a small but key point. And let me be very clear, Nazis blow. Anti-Nazi all the way. You've never heard me once say anything positive about a zombie.
Nazi.
Or a Nazi. Now I'm doing it. Thank you. The zombie-Nazi connection, that's going to go over well. Seen that movie. However, the point I am trying to make, if you're so upset with rooting for things that fucking came from the Nazis, hope you never liked astronauts. Because rockets in space? Oh, shit!
This thing was humorous, but it was just shy of actually funny. We're following this schlub, Hank. We're following him through his day in Hydra, which includes nut allergies, Fury killing his partners, needing a raise, a baseball game, double-crossing S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, and Madame Hydra sexually harassing him.
I thought this thing was fucking balled out hysterical.
I did find amusement in it. I did laugh. But I was hoping it would be like, oh my god, that's amazing! and it didn't quite make it to. Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's a different.
It was a lot of fun.
It is. It's more of a satire, and there's just this weird tone to it that.
Whoops! I dropped something. Can you get it?
It was just like everything about it. Just poor sitcom-y schlub. And this is what Doom World needed, is a bunch of goddamn totally insane things. This is a world where Doom would be involved, where Hydra is like a major corporation and S.H.I.E.L.D. is its rival, and they play softball together. Like that shit. I think this could have been a miniseries. I'd read Hank, a fucking agent of Hydra, all day long.
So it's a buy then.
Yes, I think it's a buy. Like, you have to like this kind of thing to enjoy this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is not, if you're not into light comedic books, you're not gonna suddenly, this is not gonna change your fucking mind.
No. What didn't change my mind was Carol Corp 3. I can't care about this book. I tried, I wanted to. I don't even know. Helen thought the others would escape fine if she took off on her own, right? That's a good start.
You know,
it doesn't work because her plane blows up, and Cap has to rescue her while the rest of the Banshees scramble to leave before the plan is discovered. Rhodey gets picked up by Cap, but by now the base is on alert and the chase is on. The commander alerts Doom as the escape is made good. Until the Thors arrive.
This is a convoluted mess of ridiculousess. It's just so...
Maybe that's our title. A convoluted mess of ridiculousness.
I can't... Like, I love that they're making Captain Marvel a player. I like the character when she's done well. This just doesn't... Nothing about... It doesn't really feel like her. Like, she's acting the same way, but... And she's a very loyal, so I guess it does feel like her, but she's almost...
This is a dumb universe.
It's like reading a Sergeant Rock book without the pathos, though. Like, oh, the team did something dumb. Here's the Sarge to save the day. But there's not Ice Cream Soldier crying in the background while there's a friggin' Nazi grenade next to a child's hand, or the insane shit that, you know, Joe Kubert used to just shit out on the bathroom on the way to the comic shop.
Wow. Holy crap. That was a good one.
That's what I do.
That was a good rant. Holy shit. Whew. I'm glad that one's over. And I have no regrets saying that I was not impressed, nor did I overly enjoy it.
So you really don't think you'll keep any of these except the just the Garth Ennis one?
No, probably not. Yeah. You know, I've got them all on digital, so why the fuck should I keep the physical copies?
Point. Yeah.
You know, they give you a free copy of this shit. So
I always forget about the digital thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, I get to them first, so. I mean, you don't care about it anyway.
Yeah,
so
you know, I would tell you to take the ones like if you're like the books that I own. If you're like, hey, I'm keeping this digitally, I never know.
You might notice where you saw the bend in the sticker.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. I might be able to piece that together.
But sometime before the next year is up, you're not going to go, suddenly I need to have digital comics.
Yes, I think that is a safe bet.
And even if it is, you know what? I give you my fucking ID and password. You know, I got 450 of those fucking books now.
Wow.
Yeah. Between ones I buy randomly here and there, like the 20 Wade Flashes that were on sale that day.
Oh, okay.
And, big runs like that. You know, there's 15 Marvels a month. 15, 20 Marvels a month. So, my Comixology account is like...
I vaguely know what that is.
Whatever. And I'm such an asshole. I said I'd never do shit like this, and here I am doing it. I always buy all the Star Wars books digitally, so I don't have to mutilate the sticker in my copies of the book.
That's hysterical. That is absolutely
It is so
hysterical.
hard to find good copies of the original Marvel Star Wars. So I don't want anything to happen to these fuckers.
No, I can see that.
And it's ridiculous, and it's borderline stupid, and it's getting close to, really, dude?
Well, you know what? They make them a point. Once you hit like the 20s and 30s, it's like, oh, the slight bend might not have the same effect.
Yeah.
But the first few, particularly with how good they've been.
Right. And we're almost there with them, too. So, now we've decided we're not going to talk about Howard the Human because it was too dumb. But Howard the Duck, number 5, is still valid. So,
first off, let's just discuss the cover that you made a point of ordering for me.
it's a Chaykin cover. There's no way around it.
It is absolutely genius.
It's She-Hulk pinning down Howard onto the ground with her purple pump and holding a gigantic weapon at his head. Except why does she need a weapon? That's a takeoff.
He's going for a noir thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because he's a detective.
This is one twack the fuck out episode, man. This issue is so fucking weird. You were waiting for something like this, weren't you?
Like I said, if you completely forget that this is, in fact, Howard the Duck, it is a funny book.
So, somebody ate a Skrull who had turned into a duck. Which is all kinds of fucked up. It's like the Skrull kill crew, but on acid.
It's literally the Skrull kill crew and Skrull milk combined together. The origin of this issue are insane. Although, let's please stop with the friendly fucking Skrulls.
Yeah, I'm a little tired of those. We don't need those.
There's way too many Skrull-powered superheroes floating around.
Yeah. His initial client for these 5 issues was, in fact, a Skrull the entire time. And now that he has the abundant glove, he's taking over Earth. Doctor Strange, some random-ass Avengers, and the FF team to fight him. But it's Howard's plan, based on the fact that Terra has Skrull powers, and they hoodwink him and defeat him.
Dude, the part where Howard puts on the glove to win and then throws it to Reed Richards, can you throw this in a volcano or something? Sure.
Volcano.
Amazing. I totally enjoyed this. I can't wait for Howard to start up again. Chip Zdarsky is a very funny guy. It is not your classic Howard the Duck, but again, that book can't be done again. You just have to go forward, and this is pretty darn funny. I think there are pieces of it that go too far afield, like the trash bag secretary.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I know you love.
It's funny. It's so ludicrous. I mean, it's no Meat Girl from Preacher, but...
True, but I think my problem is, the character was always, despite the fact that he was a duck, he was always the sanest person in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Donna the receptionist kind of throws that
exactly.
out the window.
Now he's this, it plays the humor, but it loses all the real arc of the character.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, it's not the same duck. It's some funny-ass shit.
Let's finish out with 3 issues of Star Wars greatness.
Yes.
We're going to start with Star Wars, and we're going to go to Lando, and we're going to call it even with Darth Vader. That sound like a good plan?
It works for me.
Alright, so, here's the thing. In Star Wars 8, the Imperials begin bombarding the planet Han and Leia are hiding out on, with Sana still playing around, talking about she's Han's wife. She destroys their shuttle and reveals her plan to sell Leia to the imps.
Now, at the end of this, I have a question
Yeah.
for you. But I want to do your whole review. I do have a question about that. So that part of this whole issue.
Yeah. At the same time, Luke is naively wandering around Nar Shadda, thinking he can just go poking into things and stay out of trouble with a lightsaber at his side, and he gets the dumb thing stolen as a result. Hey, that lightsaber doesn't belong to you.
Now, Luke is pretty damn awesome in this issue.
Yeah, and swapping back again, the Imperials show up just as Leia gets the drop on Sana. Ooh, buddy. Oh, pal.
It's another great issue. It nails all three major characters very well. You've got the optimistic Luke thinking things are going to go differently. You've got Leia being smarter than everybody else and more capable. And you have Han just knowing the best thing to do and no one listening to him. But my question for you is, Leia actually angry at Han, or is she playing that situation to put Sana off her guard?
Well,
does she actually believe everything she's saying, or is she just playing into it so that her attempted captor thinks that she's susceptible?
That is a damn good question.
And because it reads well both ways.
I wouldn't put that past Aaron by a long shot, but I'm leaning more toward actually angry because this is still before Empire.
Oh, true. All right. But it doesn't, it reads well both ways.
Oh, yeah,
if you look
absolutely
at that,
does.
If you go back and read it that way, it still works very well.
And the next two issues as well. So, so I can't, I'm waiting. I'm so nervous about who's going to take it, because Aaron doesn't last on, nobody lasts on anything anymore.
Well,
a good, long, huge
I think when people get their hands on Star Wars,
impossible.
You know, and the thing is, like, everything has been great. I mean, I sit there and I'm like, I'm going through this, I'm like, crap, I have to order an Obi-Wan and Anakin book? Motherfucker.
I can't remember who did that one.
It doesn't matter. We're both going to do it at this point. Any old character I'm buying till they prove me wrong at this point. It's just insanely good what they're doing with Star Wars.
It is.
All right, so you want to go into...
I'm so nervous about when something changes.
But,
you
know what? Then we'll stop by. Like, life is pretty easy if you let it be. Shit is either good or it's bad.
I'm not going to be able to stop buying Star Wars.
Yeah, no, that's true. Historically, that's always been true.
But over in Lando, in Lando Land, I didn't differentiate these words. Lando and Lobot are about to jump to light speed when 3 destroyers start to jump in. Oh boy. Imperial Star Destroyers, never good. They blow away the shipyard for the carelessness in letting Lando and Lobot steal the goddamn yacht. They're like, you were supposed to watch this thing. Now you have to die. I mean, we have to do it. You did it. There's no... Come on, man.
You had your choices.
You can't cry about it. You knew what you were supposed to do. And that's like the worst newspaper to the puppy nose ever.
Hey, you know what? when the Emperor's pleasure cruiser gets stolen, shit is going to go down hard.
The Imps drop mines, space mines, but the Imperial's self-defense... Hi, how about some English in there?
Yeah, we hope.
The Imperialis' defense systems just, blow them up. Because that's the name of the yacht, the Imperialis. The Emperor hires Chanta Cha.
Some new super powerful... I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Shaka Khan.
The Emperor hires Chaka Khan...
And Rufus.
And Rufus.
We can only hope for Rufus.
To retrieve the ship or destroy it. The hiding Imperial Guards, however, impale Lobot. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Awesome. You have to love the portrayal of Lando as the guy that somehow manages to always end up screwed. Like, he's... Here you have another smart, capable, super rogue character that everyone knows is going to fuck them from the beginning. Like, he walks in the room and everyone's like, I have my wallet, I have a gun, let's just shoot him now.
Because eventually I'm going to lose one of these things.
If not both.
I enjoy this book so much.
It's a great
and I'm glad
take
it's
on
a
Lando.
mini, because then they don't have to shoehorn the continuity of the rest of his book into Empire.
That you just can't maintain this quality on this many books for that long.
No, I would be shocked if by this time next year the mini series continue to be as awesome.
I would hope, once the movies come out, they would start to downplay that stuff so as not to overwhelm the market as well.
Yeah.
Get them out now, well, it's the hottest thing ever.
No, that's a good point. I don't see Disney being that restrained, but whatever.
Well, you know what? So far, everything they've done has been quality. Like, I think Disney's one of the most restrained companies of them all, if you think about it.
Really?
Think about how they market their own films. Like, they don't put a ton out simultaneously. They put a lot of time and effort into doing one well.
Yeah.
They're not doing, occasionally there's also a video sequel or something like that at the same time. But generally, it's one thing at a time. Kill that market.
I suppose, but they're not really doing that with Star Wars, though. Because they've already got the script for 7. They've already got a Boba Fett movie. Somebody's talking about a fucking 3PO movie. They're talking about the Han Solo trilogy of standalones. There's a lot of Star Wars movies being talked about right now.
Well, how many of them actually come out is a very different thing.
It's Disney, so a good bet, I'm saying, 90% of them.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, how many Marvel Universe movies are there? And the worst one is still pretty darn good.
Yeah, that's true, too. Which one is the worst one?
Jury generally stands with either Thor Dark World, Iron Man 2, or Incredible Hulk.
Huh. Okay. I can make arguments for or against each of those.
I would probably lean towards Hulk.
Yeah. It's so standalone, and it's so isolated,
But, Iron Man 2 was a rough road.
I didn't think it was as rough as everybody else did, but this is not the episode for that. Let's finish off with Darth Vader 8. Oh.
Yeah. A bounty hunter caper book.
Aphra and her team disable last issue's treasure transport and space all the money, picking it up with an asteroid collision. Picking it up? Covering it up with an asteroid collision, right?
Yes. And then suck it up with a giant space vacuum.
Picking it up with an asteroid collision they made as cover. I should have read my own sentence next. They divvy it up, but the bounty hunters are kind of distrustful of Aphra. They don't really know her that well. But of course, she has a backup plan involving automated recovery of the remaining space-bound dough to funnel back to Vader. Smart. Vader meets with Taggy and the replacement Vaders, arguing about who gets what mission, in addition to Taggy announcing he suspects the money has been stolen. Vader is assigned an assistant to investigate the crimes. That's pretty fucking cool, man. Every time we think Vader's got it together, somebody comes along who might trip his ass up, and he's got to get his way out of it. Like, how's Vader gonna get himself out of this pickle?
Yes, the Dukes of Vader. No, it's so well done. Like, Vader's barely in this issue, and yet he's all over it. Using the bounty hunters to steal the money he pays them with is a genius maneuver.
Yep.
And then pretending an accident, loses most of it so that he can suck it up. Like, it's all awesome. And the small antagonists they keep throwing at him are great because they're not large enough to be like, oh my god, like, here's Vader getting his ass whipped again. But they're enough to be frustrating to give him things to work against.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
you just, otherwise it's just the coolest villain of all time, just walking through everybody with a lightsaber. So,
and even that gets old after a while.
The balance of this book is just so fucking good.
Well, it's an hour and 8, and that is usually a pretty good episode. And we've had a lot of fun, and we laughed quite a bit. And we ended on a high note, and we had our low notes. Ooh. So I think it's time to go.
Bless you, fat ass.
And away.
The Mean Geek is recorded live at the Reverend Mad Duck's apartment whenever the hell we can get to it. Find us on Facebook, Stitcher, Twitter under @TheMeanerGeek. Subscribe to us through RSS.
Or we can be located at our own site, www.themeangeek.com. And most importantly of all, you can find us as a proud member of the Comics Podcast Network.
Email us directly at themeanergeek@gmail.com.
Can I drink now?
You may.